followers of YouTube. This is Michael of Painting War Games, and today I've got the Ironclad Dreadnought complete. The arms come off. I'm not going to use the Power Fist arm in the tournament. I am going to use. Here, let me get this up on here. This configuration: Hurricane Bolter with Seismic Hammer with Melt-A-Gun. It's just a lot of DACA, a lot of shots out, because it's 3 twin-linked bolters with the Hurricane. So that's 6 shots, close range within that 12-inch bubble, plus the Melt-A-Gun, so that's 7 shots. Apologize, I just woke up not too long ago. And the other idea that I could do is use the Power Fist with Heavy Flamer, and then the Melt-A-Gun, because I am sort of going in for that close combat feel. But, I'm not sure. And I've got the doors built for the drop pod. I've got all of them built. I just got to work on the other part of the drop pod. But today is really about primer, and the primer that I use. Valspar primer. This is the gray one. I do own the black one, and as you guys have seen, here's one with black. Primer is incredibly necessary for our miniatures, and a lot of people will say, hey, use a cheap primer. Walmart sells like $1 primer. I spent $4 on this Valspar stuff. And I get it at my local hardware store at Lowe's because it's close, but you get it at Home Depot, and I think even Walmart sells it. But you always want a flat color, and this is gray, and it's a gray primer. Black comes in a primer, and I'm pretty sure they make a white. They call it flat white, but it says primer inside. I have used all 3, and I prefer the black or the gray because when I painted on the white, excuse me, it's almost like the white has too much flow improver inside of it, because because I'll put other paints on top of it, obviously, and those paints will crack and be like a dry bed effect, they'll crack, and so then you have to put multiple layers on it. So I try to stay away from their white, because gray is, gray is a great neutral color. And I probably should have done that with these guys, particularly because I'm doing my Angels of Revolution like that, and it takes multiple layers of orange to get to where it's really good. Even though I'm going to put a wash on top of it, I don't want that black to show through. And orange just, at least the orange I'm using, just doesn't have a whole lot of pigment to it. The same can be said about red, like a bright red, like a blood red. And the same can be said about yellow. And everyone knows that yellow is really hard to paint, just because it doesn't like to show up well. White primers are good for yellow because then you got that white background that will make it brighter, but still you got to layer it some. Don't use black primer on yellow. Please don't. You'll be layering all day. You'll probably have to put 4 or 5 layers on there before it'll actually be like a yellow, and then even then you might need to use like a red or orange wash, or I think they even make a yellow wash now, that sort of go into those recesses. But I find that gray is really good. I'm going to use it on the Dreadnought, the Ironclad here. Getting ready to put this guy out to primer. Cool thing about the Hurricane Bolter is that I've been able to keep the actual bolter pieces not glued in there, because I want those to look really nice. So, but yeah, guys, the drop pod and the Ironclad are going to be going into my Angels of Revolution. I'm actually thinking about calling it the Sons of Revolution now, but that besides the point. I think I'll stick with Angels of Revolution, because they're going to be a real fast attack army. I've already got a Storm Talon here that's been painted. Um, and I've got the squad that I'm working on, and I've already got scouts, and I've got a leader now. So yeah, I'm working on these guys, even though Tyranids are out or they're up for pre-order, and I've looked at all the models, and man, I tell you what, things look good. I'm glad the Harpy model is something to be desired. The Harpy or Hive Crone model, like I like it, and I knew that's what they were sort of going to go with. It's just it's not big enough in my opinion. You've seen the pictures of the Harpy, and it looked like a Turvagon or a Trigon on wings. It literally had that length to it. It's like the old school pictures of it. So that's what I was expecting. But okay. And then the new Big Bug, and I don't know how to pronounce either one of the names, but the one that's, I guess, like the close combat variation to it, very cool looking. And then the super tank, the thing that has the bioplasma cannon on it, very cool looking. Makes me almost want to go out and buy their codex to actually look at it, because I'm sorry guys, like I said, my computer screen, my editing screen, your screen. Let's see. The codex, it's like $50, and I am a Tyranid. I've built 2 hive fleets, and I've sold them both. I mean, it does make me want to get back into them. But at the same time, I am building the Angels of Revolution now, and I've got a tournament, and I know Space Marines are going to kick butt in the tournament because it's a non-allied tournament, 1850. I sort of just want to stick to my Space Marines for now. Tyranids, I will be getting into them. I mean, I've looked at the Hive Guard models. I've looked at all the new models. The Hive Guard slash Tyrant Guard. I know the Hive Guard got some new weapon, it looks like. They no longer have their standard weapon. And I'm glad that, Warriors come with everything now. I'm sort of mixed reaction about the Carnifex Brood of why they're giving you 2 Carnifexes. Maybe I would hope. Actually, I'm going to look at this right quick, guys. So those are heavy support. Yeah, I mean, you can still buy 1 Carnifex. They're just giving you the option of buying 2. I'm really surprised that no Biovore plastic model got made, because though the release has no fine cast in it, which is really nice. I'm glad that they did that. It's just sort of odd that, why didn't the Biovore get redone and made it into plastic? And as far as like the Tyranid Warriors go, when you buy the box of 3, you get the options to make a Prime. The Prime is not a lone warrior model that you can buy. I understand why they didn't do that. It's sort of like, hey, we're producing 3, we'll just put the extra bits to make a Prime model in the warrior package, and you can only make 1 Prime. So, makes me wonder, can you take warriors in 1s or 2s? Because I know the rumors were out there that they could be sort of like rune priests. They could detach and be parts of units and all that. So why would they make the 3-pack of warriors without, if you had to take them in groups of 3 or more? So I guess that argument does support itself. And I know we're getting off topic, I was showing off Angels, and now I'm talking about Tyranids. But Tyranids are out, I presume the White Dwarf is out. So yeah. They got all sorts of kits that you could buy. The Living Fortress comes with 3 Hive Tyrant, or it comes with 2 Hive Tyrants, 3 Hive Guard, and 3 Tyrant Guard. I'm not too thrilled about how the Tyrant Guard model looks. I'm glad that it is part of the Hive Guard group, because they were always basically the exact same base, body shape. So I do like that the Termagants and the Hormagaunts got upgraded, even though it is $44 now, but you are getting 20 models now instead of the initial like 10 or 12. You know, for $10 more, you're in $8. For $10 more, or whatever it was, I think it was 33. So for $11 more, you're getting 8 more models. And that, you know, that's okay. You know, I can understand that. That you're getting 20. So it makes me wonder is if these guys are based with groups of 20, like, you know, they say max squad of 20 now. So it makes me wonder about the codex. You know, Tyranid Psychic Power cards are out. You know, they've got all these kits that you can buy, like the High Fleet, this one High Fleet, Tyranid Predation one-click pack, which is about $1,533. Absurd amount. The Tyranid Swarm, which I'm actually really pleased to see, it does support the rumor that we heard from Games Workshop saying that there will not be any more battle forces, but these big sets, like the Space Marine Strike Squadron, or Strike, whatever it is. It's 200, you know, it's like $280 or something. It's a, you know, here, let me find it. So we'll go down to Space Marines. Go down Army Essentials. What it was. The Strike Force. Space Marine Strike Force. $225, and you get an absurd amount of models in it. Just the Space Marine Strike Force, what was it? How many models? I don't know. It's not going to tell me outright. I'm going to have to count them. But you get 10, 25, 35, 6. You get 39 models. Space Marine models, mind you, that these things are horribly expensive. You get 20 strike. You get 20 tactical marines. You get 20 of these guys. You get a 5-man command squad. You get an HQ, which is really nice. You get 5 sniper scouts, because sniper scouts are the shit. You get a dreadnought. I think this one is the regular. Let's see what it was. No, you actually get the venerable dreadnought, not the ironclad that I'm showing you guys. You get a drop pod, and you get a razorback. Not bad. Okay, so let's get back on the topic of Tyranids. Because now I've shifted focus, and I'm not going to re-record this video, because I don't want to make 2 videos today. I want to make 1. So what do you get in the Tyranid Swarm? You get 95 models. Cool, right? 40. You get 40 Termagants. You get 40 Hormagaunts. For any Tyranid guy, you're gonna have Termagants and you're gonna have Hormagaunts, no matter what. You get 4 Ripper Swarms. You get 10 Gargoyles, and you get a Carnifex for $170. Ain't bad, really. You know, I could do the math and figure out that you're going to actually end up spending more on the shit. You're basically getting here. I could do this right quick, guys. All right, there you go. I already figured out the math. That you're getting a killer deal with the Tyranid Swarm. The Hormagaunts and the Termagants, because mind you, they sell them in groups of 20, and they're $44 a piece. You get 4 of these kits. You get 40 of them in there, and they're $44. You only get 20. For the Termagants and the Hormagaunts alone, it's $176. So what they're doing is they're throwing you a bone, saying, "Here's 10 Gargoyles, here's a Carnifex model. Oh, and here's Ripper Swarms, which you probably get." Oh no, you get Ripper Swarms. I don't know where you get those things anymore, but you're getting a free Carnifex model. That's like a $40 or $50 model alone. You know, you're getting a Carnifex, and then the Gargoyles are at least $33. So you're getting like $70 plus worth of free models buying the Tyranid Swarm. Now, not everyone's going to need the Tyranid Swarm, but for those who are just starting, they're like, "Oh, hey, you know, I want to get back into Tyranids," and this is probably something I'm actually going to buy. The Tyranid Swarm. I can't show you the picture because I don't want Games Workshop flagging my video. Not that they would, because I talk enough crap about them anyways. But yeah, the only thing I really don't like about this is the Gargoyles and the Ripper Swarms. Now, unless gargoyles have changed, and I really don't think they have, based on what I've heard, the gargoyles could have been thrown out, and I would have just still been ecstatic at $170. But, I mean, maybe gargoyles, because they are flying, they are an assault choice, and, maybe there's something to do with well, maybe they are flying now. Maybe instead of being jump stuff, maybe they are flying. Maybe they're harder to hit. Because they do have wings, and flying things have been historically harder to hit. So maybe they made them flyers. It'd be really cool. I'd really love that. It'd make me take gargoyles en masse, because I'd have 30-man groups of gargoyles. I have 90 of them on the table. You guys can't hit them worth a shit, and they're just ripping your guys a new one. The only problem with having 90 models on the table is that they're all having to go 18 inches plus a turn. But that's just my thoughts. I would really love to see gargoyles as flyer models. If not, I'll sell for them as jump troops. But if they're flyer models, if they have the rule flyer, I will buy 90 of these things. I will have 90 models really quick. Because that would be OP. That would make Tyranids a very big contender in tournament scenes, particularly, because then their fast attack slots would be optimum. You would have to choose 30 gargoyles or the Hive Crone or the Harpy. And I used to feel the Harpy, and the Harpy was amazing back when I played it. Because large blast infantry killer. Back when I had my custom model before I sold everything. But yeah, guys, I could see Tyranids coming back in a really big way. Man, I wish the Codex was actually technically out today. I know it won't be out till next weekend. Man, I have told my mates that I cannot do. Or my mates have more likely told me, the guys I game with, they said, Michael, you can't do Tyranids a third time. It's bad. But good things come in threes. And Tyranids have always been that army that my gaming group that I've gamed with, they don't like playing them. Like because Tyranids are the most alien out of anything in 40K. They're the most alien out of even fantasy armies. Let's just put it that way. Like. They ripped off of the Alien movies, hardcore. Or maybe who knows how that argument was, but man, when does this thing actually come out? And that's my brother texting me, guys. That's someone from work, and I'm not gonna mess with him. I mean, yeah. It's odd that there are 7 psychic powers, but every new codex has come with their psychic powers. I'm glad that they got warlord traits. It still sucks they got nerfed on the ally matrix, but maybe there's something in there that says maybe it's like the Space Marine Codex. And I know this video is going long because I'm spending 2/3 of it talking about Tyranids, because you guys know I love my bugs, even though I don't own them anymore. Maybe there's something in here like the Space Marine Codex that they can ally with each other, like different hive fleets have, gosh, I am not in the mood to think today. But maybe there's stuff in there that says, how Space Marine chapters have different chapter tactics. Maybe different hive fleets have different behaviors like that. Or different modes of fighting. Maybe Leviathan is one way, and Behemoth was another. Kraken, Naga. I know there's a bunch of them out there, but probably they'll probably do about 6 big ones. Leviathan will be one. Kraken will be one. Behemoth will be one. And they'll probably put a couple small ones in there. There's one that the Tau fought, and that one will be in there. I imagine Naga will be in there because it's sort of like an upcoming threat, and there'll probably be a couple more, but that's if that codex goes that way, guys. So, yeah, man, I gotta quit looking at Tyranids, guys. I gotta drop that page right there because I love me my bug model Sun Fierce, and I had already thought about another color scheme because I had my for the briefest extent that I had them was black with Warlock purple nids, and then I had my ice nids because I had this three-way group of Tyranids, Salamanders, and Necrons because those were the three armies that I played, and they all had snow bases, and so I made it like Vulcan was on this planet looking for one of the 9. He came across a Necron compound and woke him up by accident. And then this Hive fleet was just magically right on top of him, if like our Vulcan had went to this planet, knew that a Hive fleet was going to consume it, thought one of the 9 was there, raced there, was looking for one of the 9, inadvertently woke up the Necrons, and the Tyranids right on top of him because he was racing to get to this planet before this Hive fleet was going to destroy him. But that was how my first 3 armies went. Now I'm off topic, and you guys see me scratching my back. But yeah, guys, so yeah, I'll get back to the main thing. This is the primer I use, Felspar Primer Gray. This is the primer I'm going to use on the Drop Pod and the Ironclad Dreadnought to make my life a lot easier when painting my Angels of Revolution. So, alright guys, this is Michael of Painting War Games. I'm signing out, and as always, keep gaming.